You know, the more I get to know myself beneath the noise, the more I come to realize how much of a prison or cage I have created for myself with my invisible rules and routines and trying to micromanage everything in my life. Feeling that I need to be in the right mood to do something, in the right energy to produce something, and making sure that my circumstances are perfect to allow me to be in that space that I want to be in. And I was so annoyed and angry with myself recently when I really just saw how much I want to do things and how much I want to enjoy my life. But all of these things are holding me back from that. And it became so clear to me that there's nothing wrong about my life, my circumstances. Everything comes from me. The reason why I'm not enjoying everything in my life the way I want to feel about it, the reason is myself, my thoughts, my limiting beliefs, my habits, my routines, my beliefs that everything needs to be in this order and I need to be in this mood and I have to create this space for myself to get in that mood, to get in that energy. And it just removes so much joy and freedom from my life. And I think we need to talk about this. Because the thing is, I didn't even realize how much of a cage I have been creating for myself in my day-to-day life. From when I get up in the morning until I go to bed tonight. At night, there's so many things that are these invisible rules I created for myself. I didn't see that until I started giving myself some time and space to do nothing, to just get to know who I truly am beneath everything. That's when everything has become so clear to me. And that's when I realized how many of us are actually doing this. How many of us are a prisoner of our own thoughts and beliefs. And maybe we spend our energy blaming our lives because we're not feeling the way we want to feel. But it's us that created these conditions. We keep creating conditions that we believe are necessary for us to actually enjoy life. Creating conditions is the worst thing we can do because we remove all the openness and all the spontaneity and just being there for life, letting life surprise us. And just being present in the moment and seeing what comes up. Why are we creating all of these rules? No one else has done it. Well, maybe it's a product of the society we've grown up in, but we have a choice. We have a choice in that. And you know what? I think it's all about expectations. Expectations that we set for ourselves. And these expectations are so important for us to meet that we create all of these boxes and limits and habits and routines to make sure, to try to control everything, to make sure that we can meet these expectations we set for ourselves. Because those expectations are the criteria for success. So if we don't meet them, we haven't been successful. We are not enjoying life or living our lives the way we want to. I had a chat with a dear friend yesterday. And she said that she was not feeling ready for spring. She was kind of dreading spring even though everyone is so excited for springtime, which is just now appearing here in Norway. And she said, I'm not ready for it. I get kind of scared by the thought of spring being here because it comes with such expectations. And it's hard to explain it, but that's the way I feel, she said. And I reflected on that. And I really get it, actually, because for me, spring is always the actual start of a new year. And it comes with hope and expectation. So for me, when I enter spring, I want to make sure that I have left behind all of the things that are no longer serving me from the previous year, and then open myself up to and focusing on what I truly want for myself this year. That's the expectation I put towards springtime. So if I'm not there when springtime arrives, I don't feel ready for it because I have not lived up to my own expectations of where I think I'm supposed to be when springtime comes. Which is also one of the rules that I set for myself. The prison I created for myself. Because I have this inner thought or belief that tells me I have to be ready for everything. I have to be in the correct mood and energy for everything to be able to enjoy it. Maybe to deserve it. To deserve it, I have to have met my own expectations about myself and my life. So if I haven't, I'm not ready for it. I even have this lame thing when the sun is shining outside, but I'm not feeling in a good mood. Instead of just allowing the sun to better my mood and go out and enjoy it and let the sun help me out a bit, I'm wishing it was raining outside. And I don't want to go outside in the sun because I'm like, no, I don't want to ruin this perfectly beautiful day outside with my mood. I do not deserve to go outside and enjoy the sun when I'm bringing this energy to it. So I stay in and I feel double bad because I feel bad about the way I feel. And I feel extra bad about me not going out and enjoying the beautiful weather. Those kind of things, small things, but actually huge things when you think of how much they impact your life. If you have a lot of these small, silly rules or expectations or things that need to be exactly how you think they're supposed to be, in your everyday life, they're not small anymore. They are really dictating your life. And I have so many of these small little rules and limitations I've set for myself that comes from expectation. The more I get to know myself, this is what I'm doing this year. Instead of doing more, instead of working on myself more, which I've been doing for many, many, many years because I love self-growth and developing myself, I came to the conclusion that I need to allow myself some space to do nothing because I'm getting a bit overwhelmed. I just keep adding new stuff to myself before I really actually know who I am beneath all of the stuff that I keep bringing into it. And also maybe there is some stuff I need to let go of to actually be true to myself. So my body finally let me know that, okay, if you're getting to know me, you need to let me chill. You need to get bored and do nothing, and that is how your thoughts and your mood and your energy will let you know who I truly am. Not with all of the things that you do and cross off your list and work on, but just by being present and seeing and trusting whatever comes up. I have gained so much from that already, and all of my previous videos are about that. So if you want to check that out, just go and look into my videos. If you feel like maybe it's time for you to do less and allow more, to truly get to know who you are and what you want. Gain some inspiration from that if you want to. And the thing is that I am shedding things in layers now. So after a couple of months of doing nothing and allowing myself to just bring up whatever comes to the surface, that is when it finally became clear to me. Why am I not yet living the life of my dreams? It is not the conditions out there that is holding me back from it or disallowing me enjoying my life and living the life of my dreams. No, it's the conditions I have set for myself, and these conditions are keeping me a prisoner of my old habits, my old beliefs and routines, and invisible rules and limitations I have set for myself. Even this YouTube channel and everything that I want to do to put my messages out and share them with you guys, that is what I truly want. That is my desire. That is my passion, and I feel it's my purpose. So I allowed myself to work less on my other job so that I could give myself the room and space and freedom to explore these messages, to play with my creativity, and to bring my purpose into life. I gifted myself that freedom. But what have I been doing with that freedom? Obviously, my nervous system and my body and my mind has been trained by myself during the years to believe that I have to earn that freedom. I have to deserve that freedom, and I have to make sure I spend it wisely. So what happens is that instead of allowing and enjoying that freedom to be creative and to come on here and share whatever I want to share, my mind and body goes, well, if you have given yourself this freedom now by taking some extra time off work, by working less, you definitely need to make sure you work more on this to make it worthwhile. And there all of my rules and limitations come to life again. I need to create in these specific dates, in these specific timelines, in these ways. I need to have a solution to provide to you guys. I need to do it in this and this and this way. And I need to be in this mood and in this energy. And to get to that mood and that energy, these and these and these things have to be in order. And this is what my surroundings need to look like. So I start micromanaging my life to earn that freedom instead of just accept the freedom, enjoy it, and just let myself create out of that freedom and joy. Instead of doing that, I bring less joy, more expectation, more rules. So I just diminish the whole freedom by taking away the freedom that I wanted and actually gifted myself and replacing it with new rules. And as a result from that, this becomes less joyful. I start to forget my purpose, and I'm thinking about ways to earn it, ways to produce better, ways to spend my time wisely. and I get overwhelmed and I stop doing it for a while. And this isn't just about YouTube. This is about everything in my life. I am realizing all of these small things that I put so much expectation on myself. This is when I'm enjoying my life. So I need to work to be able to enjoy that. This is when I'm present with myself and just allowing to get to know myself. And I also want to start micromanaging that. Well, how can I provide the right circumstances and conditions to make it easier to be present and get to know myself? This is when I'm social. Well, I need to be in the right mood to be social. So I have to do this and this and this to get me there. It is a lot. It is a lot. And I couldn't quite see it until I actually stopped doing more and started doing less. And that is when my whole system of body, mind, and spirit finally got to space to really talk to me and say, this is what you're doing. See what you are doing. And I saw it, and I got so pissed off on myself. And I think also the message that I'm trying to give to myself here and to share with you guys is that an important aspect of self-growth that we can really benefit from understanding is that self-growth isn't always about adding more or becoming more. Very often it's about taking away some layers that we keep bringing into life, even if it no longer serves us, even if it's not aligned with the things we now truly believe in and want. But we have been doing it for such a long time that we are not even aware of the fact that we are doing it. So I want to invite you to have a look at your life, your everyday life, and see what kind of invisible limits and rules are you creating for yourself with your expectations? And why? Why are you doing it? When I say that it's not always about adding more or doing more, but getting rid of things, I also have come to see that to get rid of these things, it's not always about doing something to get rid of it either. It's very often about just allowing yourself the space to let these things come up to you organically, naturally. Just by becoming aware of things. If they are disaligned enough with what you now truly believe and want, just noticing them, I think, can be enough for the system itself to just let go of it. Because when it comes to the surface and we look at it from the person we are today, with everything we know and believe and want today, bringing it out up until the surface will just instantly make us understand how ridiculous it is to keep holding on to it. And I'm not saying it's gone in a second, but for every day and for every time we check in with ourselves and just allow things to surface, I think we rid ourselves of some of these things. What I actually did, I wrote a list when I was so annoyed and irritated with myself, I wrote a list to myself, to my body, my mind, my soul, and the universe, or whatever you want to address it to. And I said, I'm so pissed off that I keep letting these things hold me back from enjoying my life. I am so pissed off that I think I need to earn the right to freedom, that I think I need to earn the right to live the life of my dreams, to have fun, to experience joy. I know that I don't have to earn it, but I also see that this stuff is still with me. So I'm asking for assistance, I wrote, to rid myself of this belief, and this belief, and this belief. Thank you. Just by doing that, I told my body, my mind, and my soul, yes, I am listening. Yes, I am seeing what is going on here. I do understand that I'm bringing this old baggage with me and I don't want it here with me because it no longer serves me. I trust my system to let go of these things in whatever way it feels like letting go of these things. I'm not going to micromanage that as well. That's an important clue. For me, the first reflection is, what can I do to rid myself of these things? But then, that's again my old limitations telling me I need to work for it, I need to earn it. But the body and the energy and the system has its own intelligence. It knows how to do this naturally. So sometimes it's just about creating the space and allowing it to do that without interfering with it. So I wrote this, I let it go. And during the next couple of days, I felt under the weather. I had digestive issues. I had mood swings. I couldn't find myself to do anything other than stay in bed and watch TV. I stayed off social media. I just disappeared from the world. And I felt bad. But I also understood at some point that maybe I'm getting exactly what I asked for. And I feel something has shifted just from that. I'm not saying that everything is fixed now a couple of days later, but I will continue to be aware of these things. I want to bring this into my awareness and allow my system to find its own ways to let go of it naturally. I want to show up for myself this year and being true to myself by letting go of all of these expectations. These expectations I have about who I am supposed to be, what I'm supposed to feel like, what I'm supposed to do in my life. These expectations are creating a prison around me, a cage around me that says, if I don't meet these expectations, if I don't micromanage my life, if I don't make sure I do everything I can to get in the right energy, to get in the right mood, to clear things out of my path, I won't earn it. I remember once reading, there is nothing scary about a life without expectations. There's nothing scary about your life if you don't have any expectations towards it. The more I think about that, the more I see this is so true. Because if we strip away these expectations, we cannot be disappointed. We cannot measure our worth with these expectations. And We won't feel the need to try to control and micromanage everything to make sure that these expectations are met. Now, I think we are very good at seeing the expectations we put on other people to make us feel better or happy, or the expectation we put on work or on these external things. But what about we spend a little time getting to know ourselves and truly seeing what expectations we are holding for ourselves, for within, and how these expectations are creating so many rules in our lives. The more self-growth I have done, the more expectations I put on myself to be this person, to not be this person, to do these things, to not do these things, to fill my life with this and less of that. That is not showing up for life. That is not being open to life, being present in life, trying to make sure I create the best environment to be able to be present is the opposite of presence. Oh, how funny and interesting it is to see all of these ways that the ego sneaks in and just fools us to believe that we are doing something good for ourselves, because all of these rules that I've created for myself, they didn't come from a bad reason. They came with good intention to make sure that I enjoy life and get where I want to be. But we need to see that too many rules and too many expectations are taking the joy away from it. We don't have to earn the freedom. We just have to see the freedom we already have and appreciate it and be there for it. And you know what? I don't have the answer to all of this. That is also one of my limits that I put for myself. I cannot come on YouTube and share something with you if I don't have an answer, if I don't have a solution. But that's bogus. I thought about that yesterday when I had this chat with my friend. None of us provided any solution for each other, but just talking to someone, going through some of the same things, or having some of the similar reflections or experiences in life, that sows a seed internally. And that is what I want us to do here. I want us to figure things out together by just sharing our reflections and becoming aware. Not everything is supposed to have a solution. Sometimes it's just about trusting, being aware and trusting things to take care of itself, but we have to make space to allow it. So I would love to hear from you. In which ways are your expectations creating rules and limitations and a cage for yourself? And what are your reflections? What do you think will bring you out of that? Please share. Please let us discuss this for a while. Self-growth isn't always about adding more. Sometimes it's just about becoming aware. And for me personally, the most effective and joyful ways to become aware is to talk with people, is to share, is to get my thoughts out loud and be inspired from each other. There is nothing scary about a life without expectation. The thought in itself, it's kind of scary for me because I'm like, who am I if I don't have expectation? Will I just stop doing things? But that is my mind. That is my nervous system reacting because of what I've trained it to believe in the past. But now I'm getting to know myself beneath the noise. I'm getting to connect with my soul. And my soul has showed me enough times that the best experiences, the most joyful moments of my life, they came surprisingly. They came when I didn't have any plans, when I just showed up for life, when I allowed life to surprise me. And I also know that many times I have reached and fulfilled my expectations, and it did not make me feel as good as I thought it would. So maybe this is worth exploring, you guys. 2026 for me, less expectations, more presence, and more fun. Thank you.